America's most beloved no-kill animal sanctuary, a sprawling Utah haven saving thousands of dogs and cats, shares a bizarre origin story. It was built from the ground up by the inner circle of a notorious 1960s doomsday cult. The timeline begins in the 1960s. Mary Ann McLean and Robert Moore crossed paths in London. Both were working as auditors, counselors, inside the Church of Scientology. By 1962, the couple found themselves ejected from the organization. Looking for a new path, they formed their own splinter group. They called it compulsions analysis, blending the auditing techniques they had learned with the concepts of Alfred Adler, a psychologist focused on individual motivations and feelings of inferiority. This small rogue therapy practice quickly morphed. It became the incubator for a radical new religious movement, driven by leaders desperately searching for ultimate spiritual truth. By 1966, they had christened themselves the Process Church of the Final Judgment. They established a strict, tightly controlled commune in the affluent Mayfair district of London. This diagram maps out their theology. It was a jarring neo-Gnostic vision of the impending end times, built on the belief that 4 core deities governed human nature: Jehovah, Lucifer, Satan, and Christ. They believed these deeply opposing forces couldn't just fight it out. To survive the end of the world, humanity had to reconcile and unify these deities through love. To match this intense theology, they adopted a deliberate, intimidating public aesthetic. Members roamed the streets in matching black cloaks, wearing custom swastika-like crosses, and walking imposing German shepherds on tight leashes. They used this dark occult imagery and street-level provocation to turn heads. It was a calculated strategy to attract rebellious youth and counterculture celebrities who were looking for something extreme. While this aggressive branding created a magnetic appeal for the counterculture of the 1960s, it perfectly primed them to become public enemy number 1 in the decade to follow. As the optimism of the 60s faded into the paranoid 1970s, America entered an era fueled by rumors and moral panics. The media began publishing devastating, though entirely unsubstantiated, allegations linking the Process Church to Charles Manson and the horrific family murders in Los Angeles. Vincent Bugliosi, the prosecutor in the Manson trial, even investigated Manson's potential philosophical ties to the group. While no concrete connection was ever proven, the public record was permanently tainted. The terror escalated. Wild rumors spread connecting the church to ritual animal sacrifices in San Francisco, and later, conspiracy theorists even tried to link them to the Son of Sam serial killings. This hysteria caused an existential crisis for the commune. Donations plummeted, members faced physical abuse in public, and the church was forced into severe, costly legal battles against authors to clear their name. The brutal irony of this media circus was that the Process Church was strictly nonviolent and staunchly anti-vivisection, but their reliance on dark, intimidating branding had become a lethal liability. They had to adapt, or they were going to die. The intense external pressure fractured the leadership in 1974. Robert de Grimston was ousted, and Mary Ann McLean took total, undisputed control of the remaining followers. McLean executed an immediate tactical pivot. She completely dropped the Satanic theology and rebranded the group as an explicitly Christian organization called the Foundation Faith of God. In 1984, the group made a literal and figurative escape. They packed up the commune, along with a large number of rescued animals they had accumulated, and relocated to the remote, isolated canyons of Kanab, Utah. Their operational transformation was stark. They discarded the imposing black cloaks in favor of jeans and flannel, but they retained their strict communal hierarchy and the intense, unquestioning discipline they had honed over 2 decades. McLean didn't destroy the cult's core organizational DNA. Instead, she took that extreme, laser-focused devotion and redirected it toward a universally beloved, unassailable cause: saving animals. By the 1990s, the organization dropped all remaining religious statutes from its charter. They rebranded one final time as the Best Friends Animal Society, and this new identity sparked explosive success. The former commune members launched the national no-kill shelter movement, transforming from a fringe group into a massive operation taking in thousands of homeless animals. They achieved mainstream legitimacy through massive, high-profile national victories. Their teams spent 8 months rescuing abandoned pets. A few years later, they stepped in to rehabilitate the fighting dogs seized from Michael Vick's estate, dogs that experts thought had to be euthanized. The most successful, universally celebrated animal rescue in American history exists today because 50 years ago, a Luciferian doomsday cult realized they needed better PR.